Welcome back to TK Custom Woodworking. We're going to start out this video by watching Tom sand on our Performx 2244 drum sander. It currently has 120 grit sandpaper installed, and he's sanding some cedar so we can make some more squirrel feeders. We went to a show last Saturday, and because it was at an RV park, we had requests to make picnic tables that hold an ear of corn where the squirrels can sit and eat. They're cute little picnic tables, so we decided to make a bunch. And as you can see, everything in our shop has wheels, even Tom. He buzzes around in his power chair and does all of this sanding on his own. I'm sitting back designing and putting together most of our projects, while Tom does most of the sanding and finishing. Speaking of finishing, that's what he's doing in this clip. He's finishing 3 condiment picnic tables. We're taking these to the show as well. He's currently wiping all of the sawdust off of the pieces with a tack rag, and in a minute he's going to switch to a tung oil and start tung oiling all of these down. These little picnic tables hold salt and pepper and ketchup and mustard. One's made out of hickory, one's made out of walnut, and one's made out of oak. He takes his time to get the oil in all the cracks underneath, on top, down the chairs, so it's fully saturated. In the background you can see the picnic tables with the nails sticking up. Those are the squirrel feeders that he was sanding on earlier. Here he's using a foam brush to apply the tung oil. We use a Minwax tung oil. It does wonders for the wood. It helps protect it. And when it's outside on raw cedar, it doesn't gray up as fast. In this clip, I am first changing from our handle cutting bit for our cutting boards and putting in a roundover bit. You didn't know I could go so fast, did you? Well, now I'm ready to actually round over our little cell phone holders. These cell phone holders are made out of smaller pieces of exotic woods and hardwoods. They get a round over on all the edges. I'm going to test it first to make sure I like the round over that it's getting. Gretel decided to come in and get a drink. I was happy with the amount of round over, so now I'm switching to one of the phone holders. People love these little phone holders because you can set your telephone in it, do your video conferencing, or lay it on its side and watch your movies. On this, I'm using my Feud router and router table, and as you've seen earlier, you can raise the bit from the top. Underneath it, I have a set of DeWalt routers, a plunge base, a regular base, and a D handle, and 2 motors, and a wide assortment of bits. Here I take my time. I don't use the fence. I'm just using the bearing that's on top of the bit. On the next batch I made, I decided I would do all the roundovers before cutting the groove to hold the phone. Now we're going to watch Tom do some sanding. He's working on some new charcuterie boards or cheese boards. These are all made out of live edge walnut. We strive to make everything different. We don't like to batch out anything. This one, we decided looked like a fish, so that's the shape it got. He's sanding away until he thinks it's correct, getting in all the grooves and the corners and the fronts and the backs. He thought he was done, and then at the last moment he decided that one needed a little more love. This is a timber frame for a new birdhouse I just came up with. It's going to be a grain silo to go with our barn and our other birdhouses. As you can see, it starts out as stick framing, and then the siding gets applied one piece at a time. Here it is with the siding on, and I'm deciding how to put the roof on. Each one of those pieces has a bird mouth cut into it. I use hot melt glue and brads. Here I'm pulling out a picture framer's miter gauge and saw to mark where I want the cut to be. Then I switch over to my trim saw. And once I get it marked and happy, I take the other side over to our DeWalt miter saw. A little hot glue and it's stuck on. This is the finished product. It's removable base, a perch for the bird. Here is one of our squirrel feeders that we watched Tommy sand on. The squirrel sits on the table and actually eats the corn. This is one of the condiment tables. This one's made out of hickory. As you can see, it carries the salt and pepper, ketchup and mustard. All you have to do is take it out, set it on the picnic table, and enjoy your condiments. Well, thank you folks for watching our video. Until next time.